Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4. Check, check, check.
In Marshfield, it'll start around 4.
Okay.
If we have a chance. We can't be blamed.
And the football team has recognized or wants to recognize teachers for their service to their school and to the football team. At this point, we recognize each of our staff members also listed in your program. Christian Sadie, Mr. Reisman. Isabella Aguilera, Mrs. Heindel. Yahir Geronimo, Ms. Schneider. Andrew Hirsch, Mrs. Hirsch. Ashton Hamill, Devin Toombs. Andres Lopez, Mr. Larson. Adam Dietrich, Mrs. Schindler. Brennan Morales, Mr. Bargender. Gatlin Faber, Mr. Pempek. Antoine Ramirez, Mr. Novak. Angel Sinsoon, Mr. Elmhurst. Elijah Lemansky, Mr. Slippick. Carlos Lara, Mrs. Pilgrim. Peyton Schreiber, Mrs. Teach. And Brandon Dietrich, Mr. Lewison. Once again, the football program thanks all of our staff. Well job done. Thank you.
Sure, you go like this and then...
That's it?
I was really wanting to see you just do that.
Thank you.
I really can't. This one? Oh, I don't know if you can do this one. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Oh. Like this, like this.
I love it. Dave told me to. Okay.
Abbotsford Falcons. Please rise for the presentation of our nation's colors. Please remain standing as we honor America and those defending our freedom throughout the world with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Abbotsford Pep Band.
Well, good evening and welcome to Abbotsford High School. It's high school football on a Friday night from the Merrillwood Conference. I'm Tom King on Zaleski Sports, and tonight the Edgar Wildcats and the Abbotsford Falcons will try to bounce back from double-digit losses last week. Marathon laid a 56-12 loss on Abbotsford, and Edgar a rare double-digit loss to Colby last week, 32-6. So both of these teams will be looking to bounce back here tonight. First day of fall this weekend. The weather has turned. It's a cool, crisp evening, and we're hoping to beat the rain. There's rain on the way. It's in Minnesota right now. We hope to have this game in before the rain gets here tonight. And our game is brought to you in part tonight by Stone Innovation. Stone Innovations of Plover, here to serve you. Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations, Inc. operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. Visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. Edgar jumped out on top of Colby in the first quarter last week, but then after that, an interception turned the momentum, and it was all Colby after that. 32-6, the final at Edgar. You'll hear from head coach Jerry Sins of the Wildcats during our halftime conversation. And Abbotsford couldn't do much with Marathon last week either. That game was at Marathon, 56-12, the final in that one. Our game's not the only one tonight. Lots of games around central Wisconsin. As far as the big schools go, Wausau West is playing at Stevens Point tonight. Wisconsin Rapids is at DC Everest. Antigo plays at Lakeland. Appleton West at Marshfield. Clintonville playing at Northland Pines. Marathon's at Auburndale tonight. Medford at Hayward. Merrill at Ashland. Mosinee is at Rhinelander. Pittsville at Colby. Spencer Marshfield Columbus playing at Nakusa tonight. Stratford is at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Tomahawk at Crivets. Mondovi playing at Neilsville Granton. Loyal at Iola Scandinavia. Amherst is at Waiwega Fremont. And Adams Friendship is at Westfield tonight. If we take a look at the Merriwood Conference standings, both of these teams come in 4-1 overall and 2-1 in the conference after their losses last week. Auburndale and Colby tied for the top spot in the conference at 3-0. Then Marathon, Abbotsford, and Edgar are 2-1. Pittsville is 1-2 coming into tonight's action. Both of these teams are fairly young as well. Edgar, we have talked about in the past, only 5 seniors on this Edgar squad, and Abbotsford with only 6 seniors on the roster coming into tonight's action. Our game is brought to you in part by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services from loans and leases to crop insurance and tax and records. They have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. The Wildcats will get the football first tonight.
Your 2022 Abbotsford Falcons.
Abbotsford won the toss tonight and deferred until the second half. So the Edgar offense will get the ball first. Tegan Strite, the junior, is the quarterback. Carter Butt will be in the backfield, along with Colby Weisenberger and Jace Applebeck. Brett Baumgartner is the tight end. And up front for the Wildcats, it'll be Brady Stenzel, Carver Higgins, Marcus Hainerfuss, Fletcher Weiland, and Harrison Gravine. Leighton Schuett plays a wide out, as does Dom Contreras, and Avery Normington will be in the game at wide receiver as well. Edgar, as you can see, in the white jerseys, green pants, green helmets. Abbotsford is in red jerseys, black pants, and black helmets for tonight's action. Overcast and crisp here tonight. Perfect weather for the players. The fans will have their jackets and wool hats on tonight. The days of shorts at the high school football games probably over for this season. Although there will be some, there are always some people that wear shorts for the entire football season, regardless of the temperature. So Edgar will try to get something going on offense right away here, and they will drop Carter Butt and Colby Weisenberger back deep. Actually, it's Strite and Weisenberger back deep. And we are awaiting the official's word to put the ball on the tee. It looks like everybody's set to go. Not quite sure what the delay is here. One of the officials had to run to the far end zone here. And it looks like we're ready to go now. They will give the ball to the Abbotsford kicker, and we'll get underway. One of these teams is going to bounce back tonight from a big loss last week. The other is going to make it very difficult for themselves in this Merriwood Conference. Still waiting the officials' signal to allow the kick, and now we get it, and we will get underway. And the Boots, a line drive, going to be a short kick, going to be taken at about and fumbled at about the 10-yard line. Now the 15, the 20, making people miss is Weisenberger. Then he gets knocked down, gets it out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats from there. Weisenberger fumbled that ball, was able to pick it up and pick up positive yardage. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line.
Evan Chunkin on the tackle. 1st and 10 Wildcats at their 27.
Avery Normington will split out wide left. Offset backfield behind Strite. Now 2 men come in motion to the far near side. That's Baumgartner. And they're going to hand it off, and they're going to try Butt around the left side. He's got a big hole, and he's going to bust a big one early. He's got 1 man to beat. Now he cuts it back down the near sideline, inside the 30, the 25, the 20, down, breaks a tackle, and he'll take it the distance. On the first play from scrimmage, Carter Butt runs it for a touchdown, and Edgar is on the board early here, 6-0. That's a 74-yard touchdown run for Carter Butt to begin things here tonight for the Wildcats. It was a good job by one of the Wildcats to avoid a block in the back. He realized Butt could probably beat the guy by making a move, so he didn't touch the Abbotsford player downfield and allowed Butt to cut back and make the run himself. He broke a tackle at about the 15-yard line and took it in. They're going to go for 2 here. Inside handoff, that's Butt. He's not going to get there. He is pushed backwards, so the 2-point conversion is no good. But the Edgar Wildcats are on the board first here. They lead at 6-0. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Well, so Brandon randomly ran to the other side of the field.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford High School, and just like last week, Edgar jumps on the board first here in this game. On the first play from scrimmage, a 74-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt. We are so close to the field here that you can hear the Edgar special teams coach rallying his squad before he sends them out for the kickoff here. It'll be Harrison Gravine who handles the kickoff and kicking duties for the Wildcats. He'll get set to tee it off here. Abbotsford with 2 men deep. Hard to see the numbers. Black numerals on red jerseys. We'll do our best here to get the numbers for you from the Falcons. Here's Gravine's kick. Short end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at about the 20-yard line and then picked up. And breaking tackles, getting it out to about the 25 for the Falcons. That's where they'll start this first possession. I don't know about anybody else, but it's incredibly hard to see those black numbers on the red jerseys down there for the Abbotsford Falcons. They come to the line. Quarterback is J.V. Castillo. And they're going to hand it off, try the left side. Positive yardage out across the 25 to about the 30-yard line.
Gain of about 4 brings up 2nd and 6 Abbotsford.
I think everybody up here is guessing as to who's carrying the football. Can't read the numbers. Going to be second down and 4 for the Falcons here. Out of the gun, man comes in motion. Going to be a straight run by the quarterback. Castillo gets it across the 30 to about the 30.
Carry gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 1 Abbotsford.
Got it to about the 38, or 34 maybe, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1. They got to get to the 34 for the first down, so mark it down at the 33.
Brandon ended up on your sideline.
And they'll run it out of the gun again. And they're going to hand it off. It's around the left side. First down yardage and more down the far sideline, out across the 45 to about the 49-yard line.
Christian Fuentes on the carry for the Falcons. Good for an Abbotsford.
Christian Fuentes on the carry.
Takes it out to the 50, 1st and 10 Abbey.
They're going to mark it just shy of the 50-yard line. Call it a pickup of about 15 on that. 1st and 10, Abbotsford, right at midfield. And they're going to try the counter play this time up the middle. That's positive yardage. The ball might be loose. Who's got it? Looks like Abbotsford's going to get the loose ball. That ball did come out. Falcons are going to come up with it in Edgar territory at about the 44-yard line.
Fumble on the play by Abbotsford, recovered by Brandon Dietrich. Good for a gain of 6, brings up 2nd and 4.
Looks like Evan Rice on the carry. Evan Reese picked up about 6, 2nd down and 4. Strong side left. And they're going to hand it off. Fuentes up the middle. And he is driven back. Going to be short of the first down. Picked up a couple. Pickup of 1 or 2 on that. They're going to mark it inside the 45 at about the 46-yard line, or 44-yard line. 3rd down and about 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Ball at the Edgar 44.
Same formation, strong left. Castillo out of the gun. Man comes in motion. They're going to snap it. That's a fumble, and Edgar's got the football. They tried a little trickery there and tried to snap it to one of the wing backs, and it was on the ground, and the Wildcats recover it. And Edgar will have the football on their own 45-yard line.
Recovered by Edgar. Where the Wildcats take over 1st and 10 from their 45.
So Edgar leading 6-0. 8:16 to play first quarter. They get the football back on the first turnover of the game. The running back never had a handle on that ball. The snap was a direct snap right to him as he was coming from his wing position, and he fumbled the football. And there were a couple of white jerseys there to fall on it. 1st and 10, Stride under center. He's going to hand it to the first man through. That's Butts. Spins, gets hit again, and he's going to be snowed under. Maybe they're going to give him the line of scrimmage. I'm actually going to give him a yard on that forward progress. He got spun around and driven backwards. Call it a pickup of 1 on the carry for Carter Butt.
2nd and 9. Edgar from their 46.
Last week, the Wildcats had some success early working the edges, and then they went away from that in the game. Obviously, when they fell behind big, they had to pass more than they would like. If you see a box score and the Wildcats have thrown 18, 19 passes, that is not a recipe that they want. Abbotsford showing blitz. They're going to hand it off, and the right side this time, once again, not much there. Some tough yards for Applebeck. Maybe 1 on that. So some tough going here for the Wildcat rushing attack in the middle of the field. Going to be 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8, Edgar.
Ball at the 47-yard line. See if they go to the air here. They've got a wing left, wide receiver to the left as well. Abbotsford showing blitz again. They're coming. Strite's going to roll out. He's being chased. He's got time. He throws it. He's got him in. It's going to be intercepted. The pass was behind Baumgartner. And dueling turnovers as Abbotsford will get the ball back. Getting the pick for the Falcons was Evan Rice. That pass from Strite, he was throwing on the run, and he threw it behind his tight end, Baumgartner.
Tackle by Gravine. Rice returns the ball to the Edgar.
And the Wildcats turn it over.
38, where it's 1st and 10 Falcons.
Rice is guarding the wing. The wing is blocking. So then he was just kind of free safety.
So Abbotsford has the football back in Edgar territory. First down on the 38-yard line. Maybe the 39 is where they have it marked. Man comes in motion. They're going to pitch it. And Fuentes had to come back for that pitch, and he gets thrown for a loss. The pitch by Castillo was behind Christian Fuentes. And it's going to be a loss of about 4, maybe 5 on that, as Stencil came in to make the stop for the Wildcats. Second down and 15 now for the Falcons. 6-0 Edgar. They scored on the first play from scrimmage. 74-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt. Missed the 2-point conversion. Wing in motion again. This time straight ahead by Castillo. He's got some positive yardage. Inside the 40 to about the 39. Got most of the loss back and maybe an extra yard, so call it a pickup of 6 on the carry by Castillo. Third down and 9 here for Abbotsford as they come to the line. Castillo from the gun, and now we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout called by Abbotsford. We'll take one as well. Timeout on the field. It's 6-0 Edgar. You're listening to Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
And we're back here, and a blitz coming by the Wildcats. They break the play, but Abbotsford's able to bust it around the left side and pick up positive yardage. Going to be short of the first down, but it's going to be close. Christian Fuentes on the carry. He got around the left side. Edgar set a blitz right up the middle, and the man got there to sort of disrupt the play in the backfield, but Fuentes was still able to get around the corner. It's going to be a 4th down and a yard. They're going to quickly line up and go for it here. And they're going to get a flag as one of the Wildcats jumped offside, and that'll give them a first down, I would think. Yeah, it's going to be 5 yards against the Wildcats, so a freebie right there gives Abbotsford a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be marked at about the 26-yard line.
From the Wildcats, 25.
Just shy of the 25. Another tight formation here for Abbotsford. Out of the gun, Castillo. Fuentes in motion, straight ahead. The quarterback keeps it and busts through the initial line. Picks up positive yardage down inside the 25, near the 20. Pickup of maybe 5 on that. Going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Falcons. So Abbotsford trying to take advantage of the interception. Now Castillo had to tie his shoe. He had to take a lot of time there. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off as he looked to the sideline to get the play call. They line up, tight formation again. And they're going to hand it off to Fuentes up the middle again. And they move the pile. It's going to be close to a first down. Down short of the 15-yard line, going to be just shy. Third and less than a yard.
3rd and 1, Abbotsford. From the Edgar 16.
So Abbotsford able to pick up some yardage against the interior of the Edgar line right now. And they've got a 3rd and short. Obviously 2-down territory from here as they try to get the equalizer. Castillo, he wants to throw. He rolls right, being chased. Try to get the corner. Can he get there? He will. He'll get the first down inside the 15-yard line. He only needed a yard, and he got the corner inside the 15. They're going to mark him out of bounds at about the
gain of about 4 on the play.
Maybe the 12.
First down. 1st and 10 Abbey from the Edgar 12.
So it's 1st and 10 Abbotsford. They can get a first down near the 3 or 4 yard line. They have it marked at about the 13. Man in motion, Fuentes. They're going to try the counter play and some blocking there. Positive yardage before the running back got nailed hard. Emilio Escalera on the run for Abbotsford, and he picked up some positive yardage inside the 10 to about the 8. Picked up about 4 on that. And it'll be 2nd down and about a long 6, maybe 7 here. Man in motion, Fuentes again. That's got to be a penalty. Yeah, it's going to be illegal procedure. Fuentes went in motion and then faked his arm up in the air. That'll be an illegal procedure penalty against Abbotsford, and that'll back him up a bit. They're going to mark that off against, they're going to call encroachment against Edgar. All right. Penalty against the Wildcats. Moves the ball down inside the 5-yard line to about the 4. They only need now a yard for the first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
It's a second offside penalty against the Wildcats on this drive.
From the Wildcats 4-yard line.
2nd down. They can get a first down. Just need a yard or so. 2:40 to play first quarter. Castillo's going to roll out. They're going to try to throw it into the end zone. They've got a man back in the end zone. Overthrown. Incomplete. Interesting play call right there. I guess you could call that play if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, but now it's going to be 4th down and a yard.
Pass incomplete.
So it'll be 3rd down and a yard. I think that should be 4th down, right? 3rd down? All right, third. They had the wrong number up on the play before that. All right, 3rd down and a yard. And a stoppage while one of the Edgar Wildcats ties a shoe here. I think Weisenberger was having problems with the tape on his shoes. Looks like he's got it taken care of now. So 3rd down and a yard. Man in motion. Castillo's going to keep it. Breaks a tackle down inside the 5. And he stood up and driven backwards. Going to mark him down at about the 2. Give him first down and forward progress down to about the 2-yard line. Looked like one of the Wildcats had a piece of Castillo right near the line of scrimmage, but he was able to shed that tackle and pick up the first down and more down to the 2-yard line. So the Falcons come to the line, trying to get the equalizer here late in the first quarter. Castillo out of the gun. Straight ahead. No, he's going to try the right side. He's got a little room, cuts back, and he got nailed. Tried to cut it back and just got swarmed under by white jersey. Is in on the stop for Edgar. Looked like Corey Schilling was in there. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
1 on the play. Second and goal from the 1.
Second down and goal for Abbotsford from the 1-yard line. Minute 30 to play here in the first quarter. Edgar leading 6-0. Castillo keeps it again. Up the middle, he's into the end zone, touchdown. And Abbotsford gets the equalizer here, and we're tied at 6.
1-yard touchdown, Abbotsford.
So Abby takes advantage of the interception. They had a short field and marched it down for the touchdown on the 1-yard run by J.T. Castillo, their quarterback. They will try to kick the extra point. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. And Abbotsford will take the lead here, 7-6. Back in a moment. You're watching Abbotsford Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stones shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
And we're back here at Abbotsford High School. Falcons leading the Edgar Wildcats now 7-6. Edgar will get the football back. Wildcats scored on the first play from scrimmage on a long run by Carter Butt. Abbotsford takes advantage of an interception, and they score on a 1-yard run by the quarterback Castillo. Line drive kick. It's going to take a bounce, and then it's going to be picked up near the 10-yard line. Weisenberger brings it ahead and gets knocked down, but not until he got it out to about the 25, and that's where Edgar will start. 1st and 10 from about their own 25-yard line.
Weisenberger on the return for the Wildcats.
They're going to mark it across the 25. That's actually right about the 25, so that's where the Wildcats will start. The second possession, they had the football. They found it tough running inside, and so they had to throw on 3rd down, and Strite was intercepted. See if they can get a push up front here. Strite under center. They're going to play action. They're going to run the option. They get it to Butt. He's going to be tackled for a big loss all the way back inside the 15-yard line. Abbotsford had that sniffed out. They had a man staying right with Carter Butt. That was Evan Shunk. And that option, Butt had nowhere to go. And a big loss all the way back near the 15. So call it a loss of 10 on that.
Loss of 10 yards on the play. 2nd and 20.
So the Wildcats come back to the line. Wide receiver out wide right. They've got single coverage out there. I think that's Normington, and now they'll send out a man. They're going to hand it off inside again, and that's Butt spinning and not getting much, maybe a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and long for Edgar. Both of these teams trying to bounce back from double-digit losses last week.
Gain of about 3 and brings up.
And we're going to get a whistle and another timeout called here. Actually, it's the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books, and it's 7-6 Abbotsford. You're watching Abbotsford Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford. Our game also brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, shed, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Wildcats come to the line. 3rd down and long. And they're going to throw it deep. And it's going to be caught in stride. 1st down and more into Abbotsford territory inside the 40-yard line. On the catch for the Wildcats is Avery Normington, the senior.
Avery Normington, good. All the way down into Falcon territory where...
About 39 on that.
From the Abbotsford 37.
A beautiful pass from Stride. He caught Normington in stride. The coverage was there, maybe a half a step behind Normington. The ball was placed where only Avery could catch it. And it's a 1st down, Wildcats in Abbotsford territory. Ball's at about the 37-yard line. And they're going to run the counter to Weisenberger. He cuts it back. He's got some running room. And then he's going to be wrestled down. He picked up maybe 7 or 8 on that.
Weisenberger on the carry. Gain of about 5, and it's
They're going to mark him down after 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 5 for Edgar. Normington splits out wide right to the near side. Wing right as well. Stride under center. They're going to hand it off. Not much there. Applebeck on the carry.
Applebeck with the run for the Wildcats. Gain of about 2, and it's 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3 for Edgar here.
From the Abbey 30-yard line.
And with the exception of that first play, 74-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt, yardage on the ground has been tough to come by here for the Wildcats since that opening play. Let's see what they can do here on 3rd and 3. Butt and Weisenberger in the backfield. Applebeck back there as well. Now Weisenberger comes in motion. Abbotsford showing blitz. They come. Play action. He wants to throw. Strike wants to go deep. It's a wobbler high into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Back of the end zone. Shua went up and tried to grab it. It went off the crossbar of the goalpost after it hit his hands. He was going out of the back of the end zone anyway, I think. Even if he would have caught it, it probably would have been incomplete. Now it's going to be 4th down. So
4th and 3, Edgar. From the Abbey.
They tried to catch Abbotsford sleeping and went over the top on 3rd and 3. That ball carried farther than I thought it was going to go out of Stride's hand. It looked like it was floating a bit. Instead, it got to the back of the end zone, and Schuett got his hands on it, but couldn't bring it in. 4th down now. Stride, they're going to Busted play. Strite's going to keep it. Can he get the first down? He will on a busted play. He looked for somebody to hand off, and there wasn't anybody there, and so he had to run it himself. So Strite will pick up about 4 or 5 on that for the first down. First and 10, Edgar.
First and 10, Edgar from the Abbotsford 25.
Ball's marked just shy of the 25-yard line. It's always nice when you can pick up a first down on a fourth down play, on a busted play. Strite under center, offset backfield behind him. Straight handoff to Butt, and up the middle. Power running that time, and some holes open that time for Carter Butt. He picked up about 8 or 9.
Butt with the carry. Gain of 8 brings up
second down and 2.
From the Falcons, 17.
8:46 to play here, first half. Abbotsford leading 7-6, but Edgar on the move here. Offset backfield behind Strite. And they're going to pitch it this time and try Weisenberger, and he goes nowhere. Gets swapped down in the backfield. On the stop for the Falcons that time.
Weisenberger on the carry.
Third down and about 5. Number 63 made the stop. We don't have a 63 on our roster here.
It's third and 5 from the Abbotsford 20.
Trips backfield behind Strite this time. They're going to give it to Butt. Tries to bounce it outside. He gets there, and he's going to go down the sidelines and into the end zone for the touchdown. Carter Butt made the first man miss right at the line of scrimmage and then popped it outside. He's got that little hip swivel, and he just went around the would-be tackler and took it down the far sideline into the end zone for the 20-yard touchdown run. Second touchdown of the night for Carter Butt. And Edgar has regained the lead here, 12-7. They'll go for 2 points again here. Trips backfield once again, and this time they give it to Butt again. Tries the left side, powers in. Can he get there? No signal. Edgar thinks they're in. Still no signal from the official. They're going to look. They're going to say no. He went down before he got in the end zone. So Edgar unsuccessful twice on 2-point conversion attempts tonight. But they have the lead back here. It's 12-7 Wildcats. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
And we're back here at Abbotsford. Our game brought to you in part by Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offering personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. 12-7, Wildcats regain the lead. 7:45 to play here first half. Harrison Gravine will kick it off here for Edgar. And it's going to be a good kick, going to be fielded at about the 10-yard line, bringing it across the 15, the 20. And then going to be brought down just across the 25 to about the 27. Now a flag flies in after the play. Let's see what that's all about. It was Castillo, the quarterback, on the return for Abbotsford. The flag is going to be, they throw it out near the 34-yard line, so maybe a hold or a block in the back there. It's going to be against Abbotsford. That'll back them up. Going to be a block in the back called against the Falcons.
Block in the back, penalty on the Falcons.
So that'll mark the ball all the way back to about the inside the 20-yard line. Going to mark it at the 18. That's where the Falcons will start this possession. 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
17-yard line.
Castillo working out of the gun, wing left. Man in motion, and Castillo's going to keep it, run it up the middle, and he's going to be dropped after a very short gain. Got it near the 20-yard line. Call it a pickup of maybe 2.
2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8 for the Falcons.
At their 20.
Clock moving, 7:11 to play here in the first half. Castillo takes the snap, inside handoff. They tried that counter play, and it went nowhere. Edgar Front stuffed that one. I believe that was Evan Rice on the carry. Call it a loss of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Abbotsford quickly back to the line. Man in motion. Now stopping and walking back to his wing position. And it's going to be a pass. They're going to throw it to the sideline. They've got a man. It's caught and then out of bounds. Going to be a 1st down pass and catch that time from Castillo to Evan Rice. Got that out to about the 32-yard line.
Get your 50-50 raffle tickets out.
Falcons come to the line, 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off and try the right side. Now cutting it back, and not much there. Jacob Hirsch on the carry for Abbotsford. Picked up about maybe 3, maybe 4 on that.
Jacob Hirsch with a carry, tackle by Butt. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7 here for the Falcons. Hirsch, one of the few seniors on this squad. Both teams fairly young. I think Edgar with 5 and Abbotsford with 6 seniors. 2nd down and about 7. Castillo's going to keep it, try the right side. Now he cuts it back. He's got running room. He's going to be out near the 1st down, depending on where they mark it.
Castillo on the carry.
And they are going to call it a 1st down. Picked up about 7 on that.
Tackle by Brett Baumgartner, good for a Falcons 1st down.
1st down, Abbotsford.
1st and 10 Abbey from their
43-yard line. 5:15 to play here, first half. Edgar leading 12-7. Now they're going to split Hirsch out way wide left. Single coverage out there on him. Castillo's going to hand it off. They're going to try the left side. Now a cutback, not much there. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. That was Christian Fuentes on the carry. Call it no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Tackle by Carver Higgins.
Castillo's going to hand it off. They're going to try the left side. Now a cutback. That went nowhere. 3 white jerseys there to wrap them up. Applebeck's in there. Also in on the stop for Edgar was Dylan Yonker, senior defensive tackle.
Fuentes with the carry tackle by Weisenberger. Gain of 1, and it's
third down and 9. See if they go back to the air here. They're lining up in a very tight formation. Castillo wants to throw. Straight drop back. Throws it to the sidelines again. And he overthrows his intended receiver well out of bounds. And it's going to be a 4th down and long and a punting situation here for Abbotsford. First punting situation of the night. So good defensive stand for the Wildcats there. And they'll get the ball back with 3:49 to play in the half. Snap is good, and the punt's away. It's a line drive. Takes a bounce. Carter Butt's got it. They do the reverse and hand it off to Strite. He's going to try to go down the far right sideline. He's got running room. One man to beat. And going the distance on the punt return is Tegan Strite on the reverse.
Tegan Strite, 75-yard punt return for a touchdown. Edgar.
A special team score for the Wildcats. They run that either reverse or fake reverse every time on a punt. That time, Butt handed it off to Strite, and he was able to get it to the near sideline, and there wasn't anybody there. No containment on that side by Abbotsford. Strite was able to go all the way down the sideline. Then he had to cut back against one man and went the distance. 74 yards on the touchdown punt return for Tegan Strite. .331 to play first half. It's 18-7 Edgar. They'll line up to go for 2 again here. They have been unsuccessful on both of their 2-point conversion attempts. 2 men in motion from the right to the left. Strong side left now. And they're going to hand it off to Butt. He's going to go that way. Cuts it back. Can he get it in this time? He does. 2-point conversion for Carter Butt. And it's 20-7. Edgar with the lead. Back in a moment. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
Heartland Custom Homes is your local custom home builder for over 50 years right here in Plover. We are committed to making the process of constructing your dream home as engaging, efficient, and stress-free as possible. Our panelized construction is ideal for our central Wisconsin climate, and our expertise and workmanship give you the confidence to know that your home is in good hands. Stop in or schedule a meeting to talk about your vision and watch as your design takes shape before your eyes. You deserve the home of your dreams. Let Heartland Custom Homes bring yours to life.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford High School, where the Edgar Wildcats have just used special teams to increase their lead. A 74-yard punt return by Tegan Strite makes the score 20-7. Abbotsford will get the ball back here with 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Gravine's kick, line drive, squibber this time, going to be picked up at about the 15, out across the 20, the 25. Castillo is going to be knocked down. He's going to get near the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. And that's where Abbotsford will begin. Remember, would imagine those Abbotsford coaches hold their breath every time Castillo returns a kick as your starting quarterback.
611. Last 3 numbers, 611. Ford Bank halftime contest.
So Abbotsford back to the line. They've got 2 receivers to the near side. Only one is covered tightly. The other one with really... Now they're going to hand it off. Try the right side, and that's Christian Fuentes. Picks up positive yardage, maybe 7 or 8 on that around the right side.
Fuentes on the carry, gain of 7 at 2nd and 3, Abbotsford.
9 carries for 35 yards for Fuentes. 2nd down and call it 3. Edgar showing blitz. Now there's going to be a flag. I think one of the receivers went early for Abbotsford, so that'll back him up.
Motion penalty on Abbotsford, 5-yard penalty.
So now instead of 2nd and 3, it's going to be 2nd and about 8.
2nd and 8, Abbotsford.
They come to the line, very tight formation. Castillo out of the gun. He's going to keep it himself and dances away, but not much there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, give him a yard, maybe 2 on that. Going to be 3rd down and 7.
Gain of 1, and it's 3rd and 7.
Clock moving, 2:26 to play here, first half. Edgar leading 20-7. 3rd down and 7 here for the Falcons. They're going to hand it off, try a sweeper on the left side. Tackle from the backside. Making the play for the Edgar Wildcats was Brady Stencil. He ran down the running back from the backside before he could get around the corner.
4th and 5.
Maybe picked up a couple on that. And it's 4th down and 5. And
we do have our contestant tonight for our halftime.
Abbotsford's going to line up. Abbotsford's going to line up to go for this here. Wow, really? 4th and 5. Edgar doesn't know if they should believe that or not. It's going to be a pooch kick by the quarterback Castillo. And the Edgar Wildcat player runs it down and then falls down. Going back to get the football for Edgar.
Down by strike. First and 10, Edgar.
So the Wildcats will have the football here with 1:25 and all 3 of their timeouts remaining. They want to try to put some more points on the board.
Under the lights, street tacos and Falcons football success. Thank you to our sponsors, La Tropicana, Jose Lauren family, Abbey County Market, and all of our volunteers that help support our Abbotsford Booster Club's efforts.
Strite brings Edgar to the line. Offset backfield behind him. They're going to try the left side or the right side, and bouncing it outside is Weisenberger. Now he cuts it back, and positive yardage near the 1st down.
Weisenberger on the carry.
Good carry by Weisenberger, bringing it around the right side, and he picked up 1st down yardage. Call it a pickup of 10 on the carry.
1st down on the play for Edgar.
Didn't get out of bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. 1:11 to play in the half.
34.
Wide receiver wide left. Quick pass out in the flat. Weisenberger's got it. Actually, that's Schuett. And he breaks tackles and 1st down yardage across the 45 to about the 47.
Pass complete to Leighton Schuett.
Leighton Schuett, the sophomore, makes the catch.
Good for a Wildcats 1st down out to the 50-yard line.
And they mark it just shy of midfield, and Edgar's going to take a timeout here, I believe. 48 seconds to play in the half. Timeout. Wildcats will take one as well. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford High School. Ball's at midfield for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from there. 51 seconds to play here in the first half of football. Our game brought to you in part by Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties. 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. See, the bow hunting season began this week. Wildcats come to the line. 1st and 10, inside handoff. That's Butt. And he's powering, moving the pile. It's going to take a host of red jerseys to bring him down. They finally bring him down at about the 45 of Abbotsford. Pickup of maybe 5 on the carry for Carter Butt. They quickly come to the line. High snap. Strite's got it. He wants to throw deep. He's got a man wide open. That's Schuett, and he's going to go to the end zone for a touchdown. Missed assignment as Schuett was wide open, and Strite got him the football for a 45-yard touchdown pass. There were 2 defensive backs going for the same player on the other side, and somebody left Schuett alone, and that was an easy pitch and catch for Strite to Schuett for the 45-yard touchdown pass. Edgar will line up to go for 2 again, I would imagine. Wildcats, 3 unanswered touchdowns now. 1 rushing, 1 on special teams, and 1 passing. And now Strite wants to throw again. He's being flushed, trying to avoid pressure. Now he throws it into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete, as he was just throwing it up and trying to get somebody to make a play, and pass was a little bit high. Two-point conversion fails again here for the Wildcats. So the score now 26-7. I'll tell you what, we'll keep it right here. And I can remind you that our game is brought to you in part by Heartland Farms. Heartland Farms is a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They're currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. So the Edgar Wildcats have scored on a 74-yard run by Carter Butt, a 20-yard touchdown run by Butt, a 74-yard punt return by Strite, and then Edgar on a 45-yard touchdown pass that went from Strite to Schuett. So the Wildcats will line up to kick it off here. Abbotsford will only have 22 seconds here remaining in the first half to do something with the football. Coming up, Jason Zaleski will be talking to Jerry Sins, the Edgar head coach, at halftime. Kick is going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line, out across the 20, and then going to be tackled. That's Castillo. Well, I'll tell you what, you need to be tough if you're going to play quarterback and return kicks. You're taking a lot of licks, and Castillo got knocked down hard again. There at about the 25-yard line, popped right back up. Going to be 1st down and 10 for Abbotsford. Let's see if they just decide to take a knee here with 16 seconds to play. You don't want to risk a fumble or something else happening here right before halftime. Edgar's got 2 safeties back. They're not going to let anything go over the top here. They're going to hand it off to Hirsch. He's going to try the right side. He's got some running room now, cuts it back, but not much there. Edgar's able to pursue and knock down Hirsch after a couple of yards on the carry.
To the track in recognition of tonight's Parents' Night. Parents, make sure that you are down.
And that's going to be the end of the first half. First half in the books. Second quarter, it was all Edgar as they fell behind 7-6, but then scored 3 unanswered touchdowns in the second quarter, and they lead it here at halftime by a score of 26-7. We'll be back. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Time now for the Jerry Sin Show, recorded at Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, and sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org today.
Stretch of the imagination. Now they hand it off, and they're going to bust it outside again, and they're going to score. Going all the way is going to be Colby Weisenberger.
Welcome to the Jerry Sin Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski. Jerry Sin Show, sponsored by Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. And we are here at the Edgar Family Restaurant on Edgar's lovely north side, as I now like to call it. But it's a lot of fun coming here, Coach. Coach Sin's here. For the first time this year, this show, we're going to recap a loss. And I know you want to keep those to a minimum, but in sports, that kind of thing does happen. 32-6, those were some of the scores we had seen from your side going the other way. Have you had any time to look at that game since Friday night?
Oh yeah, certainly we've looked it over. We actually got off to a great start. Kicked off to them, held them. They have a great punter. He punted into the end zone, so we got it on the 20. Ran 2 plays and had a touchdown.
Yeah.
And 39 yards and 41 yards. And then we kicked off to him again, and we held him again and got the ball back. And then we had a play that very likely could have been another touchdown to hit a receiver right on the hands, and somehow the ball ended up getting thrown over his shoulder backwards right to their defensive back who was chasing them. And then the next play they got a touchdown and the game turned, the momentum switched, and it was just hard to get it back.
Yeah, matter of fact, he never got it back. That was the touchdown you mentioned, the 2 running plays, 2 plays are on the ground, and that touchdown, Weisenberger ran it in 41 yards. Never did get the momentum back after that. I know Tom talked to you after the game about the number of passes you had. That was unusual for your team, and you had said, yeah, well, when you're behind, we're going to pass like that. The interception you're talking about, that was on a 3rd and 5 on that second possession, right into the second quarter. But from there, you probably did have to pass a little bit, or at least you got to take that gamble sometimes when you fall behind.
Yeah, we had a couple guys open it. We overshot after that. We did complete a couple long ones, got down to the 13, 14-yard line. We probably should have gone, to a power formation and ran the ball in, but we didn't. So that was probably a mistake on our part. And then, of course, things just snowball, and it snapped the ball over for the punter's head in the end zone, and, some of these things, and things can get away from you pretty quick if you're playing a really good team.
A lot of coaches have said over the years, and maybe before my years, probably before your years, that you learn more after a loss than you do after a win. Is that true after Friday's game?
Well, I certainly think so, because when you're winning, you just take for granted everything that's happening. And of course, when you lose one, then you examine everything that happened much more closely and reevaluate what we should have done or what we might have done. And once again, it's on everybody. It's every coach, every player, every play. We'd run several plays where, as we examine the film, where 9 or 10 guys do a great job, but one guy misses his block, and that's the guy that makes the tackle, or whatever you see. That's just pretty much the way it always works. You usually always play better after a loss than you do after an easy big win. And of course, we had 2 easy big wins coming into the Colby game over Pacelli and Rajholt, and of course Colby is a very, very different team, especially physically, than those teams are.
We talked about this around this time last year. The WIAA went to a computer seeding process for the playoffs. This is actually, a lot of people don't know, this is actually the 3rd year. They did it in 2020, but there was no tournament that year. But they did it that year as well for kind of a test run. So back in the olden days, after the season was done, the reason I bring this up now, Coach, the wind is howling, the leaves are starting to fall, the weather is going to be cold, and after Friday night we'll be 2/3 the way through the season, and people kind of start thinking about playoffs. So what I'm looking for again this year is just your opinion on that seeding process, because in the olden days, after a loss like this, you would be able to go to your seed meeting. You would tell the other coaches in the room, well, Colby is this division, we're this division, and a lot of coaches would nod, and they would maybe not look at that as heavily. But the computer, it's a loss is a loss. So your opinion now in year 3 of the computer seating process?
Yeah, I don't know. I was never a big fan of the seating meetings because it was just, time you had to take off on Saturday. If it was at your school, it was fine. But if it was somewhere 100 miles away or 150 miles away, well, now it's taking up the whole day practically because it took you 2 hours to get there and it took you 2 hours to get back.
Right.
But it was always okay to visit with the other coaches, and just talk and things like that. But I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference, to tell you the truth, who seeds or how they seed. If you got a team that's healthy and playing well, then you can play anywhere and you can continue to advance in the playoffs. And if you got some guys dinged up, or you're not playing as well, or you got guys suspended for grades or things like that, these things have much more bearing on how you do in the playoffs than how the computer seeds you.
Sometimes, Coach, you would drive 150 miles and there could have been a coalition of coaches waiting that had already figured out the seeds before you got there. And that was one of the big driving forces to go to the computerized seating, to eliminate those coalitions and alliances and that type of thing. Stratford in 2019 can tell you a story about how they were downgraded because of a coalition that they had run into that year. So those things will never happen again. After Friday, again, we'll be 2/3 of the way through the regular season. You mentioned health. How do you grade your teams, or how do you categorize your team's health at this point in the season?
Well, I think we're pretty good. For some reason, we had guys in the middle of the first quarter last Friday appearing to be winded or not 100%. And I don't know if it was just a big game and the jitters and some of that, or if it really was the humidity and the temperature and some of that. But overall, we're relatively healthy. We have maybe a little ankle sprain here, a little knee bruise there, but it's not anything out of the ordinary, no.
We might talk about deer hunting later on in the show, and of course, a lot of hunters talk about the rut, and that's when the bucks are chasing the does. They're trying to find their date for the fall. And homecoming week, maybe some of your bucks were chasing too many does during the week. We won't know that, but
that's a possibility. Homecoming week, a lot of times, is not your best game.
Let's see. Moving forward now, you got Abbotsford. You go on the road. One of the few road games you have this year, and this one's not even that far away. We can almost see Abbotsford from the highway here. A surprising result for me, Marathon 56, Abbotsford 12. Maybe not so much surprising that one team beat another, but that's a big score from a team like Abbotsford, who had put up almost 40 points. They had put up 60 points already this year. And then 56-12. What do you know about the Abbotsford Falcons as we sit here today?
Yeah, the game shocked me. When I first saw it, I thought it was maybe flipped.
Yeah, somebody got the score wrong when they sent it in, yeah, right.
Because Abby was 4-0. The week before that, they'd had a huge win, I think, over Iowa. And they'd been playing well. So I fully, hope that, this week it'd be 2 5-0 teams playing each other. Well, of course, we got bumped, and they did too. So now it's 2 4-1 teams coming off a loss. Both, of course, probably a little upset and a little hungry. But yeah, they have some very quick, small, shifty, fast kids, and then they have some really big guys. And I don't think they probably have less depth than we do. We don't have a lot of depth, but I think they probably have less. And but they play hard and so on. So obviously, we're going over there fully expecting them to be a little ticked off, just like our guys probably are.
I would say, arguably, they've got the 2 fastest guys in the conference, Castillo and Fuentes, and that's a dangerous combo when you've got some beef on your offensive line and then some smaller, shiftier, fast guys that you may not get an eye on right away. So tackling is going to be at a premium on Friday night. How do you get your guys ready for more speed on Friday night?
Well, yesterday was our defensive day, and of course we thought we did not tackle well against Colby. Now, they ran hard, but there were numerous cases where guys just ran into people thinking they're going to knock them down. And no wrap, no nothing, and of course the guy would bounce off, and then another guy had probably run into him and he'd bounce off him. So we tried to re-emphasize, the wrap and, pulling people down and hanging on and so on. obviously with these smaller guys, well, yeah, you just got to get a hold of them, period, because like you said, they can hide behind those 300-pound linemen because they're only 150, and then all of a sudden they're gone because they're fast. So yeah, we're going to have to play some solid defense.
Yeah, I mentioned Fuentes and Castillo already over 1,000 yards combined on the ground for those guys. Again, they put up big numbers. You mentioned Iola. That was the 60-point game that they had, and so they're capable of that. Coach Jake Knappmiller is always going to put together a quality team. What do you suppose Jake is looking at when he's looking at your team coming in for Friday night?
Well, I'm not sure. This is the third year in a row we played them at Abbey, which is crazy because of the way the schedule things will work. We've always had kind of big offensive games with Abbey for some reason. Like our games with Stratford are usually low scoring. Obviously, our game with Colby was 6-6 right up until almost halftime. So, usually they're low scoring games, but for some reason when we play Abbey, I think last year it was 30-16 at halftime. So both teams are pretty much scoring at will. So I don't know what to expect this year, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. Of course, get down to the game. Abbotsford's just a few miles away. For those of you that can't make it, we'll have Tom King over there and Rachel to make sure people at home can see that game. But get down to the game. You can do one of these things. You're sitting in the bleachers, then you turn around and you wave your arms at the camera. That's always fun to do. So if you can get down there, because like Coach said, I mean, it could be a shootout. Something about Edgar and Abbotsford getting together. The winner of this game will still trail Colby in the conference standings, but a conference championship, I suppose, coming into Friday was here, and now it's out here a little bit. But football's a funny thing, and the ball bounces strange, and things can happen. Colby, still got to play Abbotsford. They've still got to play Auburndale, so there's that chance. But one of the two of you will have 2 losses when you shake hands on Friday night, probably out of the conference race at that point in time. The winner will likely turn, if it's you might even tell Jake, hey, can you please beat Colby on Friday night? But conference championship, I mean, we talked about now the computer seeding, and there's no conference championship math in that, but how important is chasing after now a conference championship?
Well, yeah, obviously Auburndale, of course, has been playing extremely well, and they're undefeated, and they have us week 8 and Colby week 9. Obviously, they got Abbotsford in there somewhere too. So there, as we talked about last week, there's a lot of big games involving, we got 2 5-0 teams now and 2 4-1 teams, and all of them are playing each other the last 2 or 3 weeks again. So there's a lot of things that can happen, and of course now after Marathon playing that well, of course Marathon's right in the middle of the mix too, kind of.
Yeah, they are. They're one loss right there with you. So Auburndale, just to mention it, because I think Auburndale is, the folks there probably won't say it's a surprise, and now I'll probably get a bunch of emails as I'm going to tell them it's a surprise to me a little bit. They've got Marathon at home this week, then they're at Abbotsford, then they've got you at home, and then at Colby. So their 4 toughest games are still ahead of them right now, especially after Marathon, surprisingly like that. So we've talked about this a little bit, but just tell me one more time and tell the folks at home just the competitiveness of your conference from top to bottom. It's a real tough conference this year.
Yeah, especially this year again. There's obviously 4 teams that, look 4 or 5 teams that look really solid. And you better be ready each week. It's like you said with the Marathon Abbey game last week, most people were thinking Abbey was going to win that game, and Marathon won it big, so anything can happen.
Yeah, Matt Annis with 5 touchdowns in that game. That's a big help when that happens, because Abbotsford had a special teams touchdown, and when teams score, that's usually a plus, right? If you think about those things, if special teams plays well, that's an advantage. If team scores, then that's an advantage right there, right?
Yeah, you usually win if you get a special team score,
Old ball coach Bill Parcells once said, and this is going to be one of my final questions about previewing Abbotsford, but the 2 of you have racked up a lot of yards this year. I mentioned their 1,000 yards combined. You've got well over that on the ground as well. Bill Parcells, his math was every 100 yards should equal 7 points. Does that seem like sound math to you?
Well, yeah, you would think so, even though a few of these games early in the year we had less than 300 yards total offense in a game, and we'd score 48 points or 45 points. A lot of that was due to special teams. If you started adding up punt return yardage and kickoff return yardage, well, then all of a sudden, Friday night, against Abbey, we had 200 and something yards again, and they also had 200 and something yards till our final, 86-yard run. But yet the game had turned, and of course part of that was special teams again. With us doing some things that we don't normally do in special teams, but we did last week. So that's kind of a decent theory, but you can score a lot more points and less yards than that. I would say 50 yards maybe equals 7 points.
All right, yeah, especially some games,
right.
Especially the way some games work out. All right, we're 5 weeks in. It'll be this is week number 6. Passing, running. A lot of teams continue to move more to the air, less on the ground. You have resisted that for the most part, but aired it out a little bit on Friday night. How do you view your offense right now? Is that a team? Can your guys throw? Is that a place you want to be?
We haven't been nearly as successful at doing it as we'd like to, and of course, once again, part of it is drop passes. Part of it is lack of location a little bit, overthrowing a guy, underthrowing a guy a little bit. So it's always a combination of things. Sometimes, of course, then you get a little bit heavy rush too. We have to improve on it, obviously, because once again, when you play really good teams, it's nice if you can go about 50-50 pass run. And we haven't done that yet this year. We're working for it.
I don't remember who it was. There could have been a few guys that said it, but when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 are bad. So it may be a little less risk on the ground.
Correct. Yeah, we ended up with 3 interceptions last week. We had no fumbles. They fumbled the ball 4 times, but they got 3 of the 4 back. We only recovered 1 of them.
Yeah.
So they beat us in the turnover battle, which is always another really big issue in tight games.
Yeah. All right. So we're looking forward to that again. It's Edgar at Abbotsford, 7 p.m. kickoff. Get down to Abbotsford, watch the game. They got a nice set of big bleachers there, and you can stand around the outside. And I think it's a pretty nice place to watch a game, especially with the leaves falling. Over there, the leaves will fall onto the field, and you get that extra crunch on your cleats. And it's kind of a fun place for me, anyway, to watch a football game. So get down there and cheer on these Wildcats as they take on Jake Nat Miller's Abbotsford Falcons. All right. So
Tom King back here at Abbotsford High School. We're at halftime. Both teams have returned to the field, and we'll get set for the second half here shortly after a quick warm-up. Take a look at some stats from the first half of football. Edgar with 222 total yards of offense. These stats are unofficial. 123 yards on the ground, 99 through the air. Just 3 passes completed, but they were all fairly long. 15 and 60 to Hewitt, excuse me. 2 completions to Leighton Schuett for 60 yards. And then one of those was a 48-yard touchdown pass. And then one completion of 39 yards to Avery Normington for the Wildcats. On the ground, Carter Butt unofficially 100 yards. Colby Weisenberger with 15. Applebeck with 3 and Strite with 5 for that total. Abbotsford 96 total yards of offense, 84 rushing and just 12 passing, one completion for 12 yards for the Abbotsford quarterback Castillo. They've done most of what they're doing on the ground, but the yards have been hard to come by. In fact, they haven't had the football very much. Just 10 carries for 35 yards for the quarterback Castillo. And Christian Fuentes has 37 yards on 10 carries. 3 other running backs with a handful of carries for very short yardage for Abbotsford. Edgar got the scoring started on the first play from scrimmage. Carter Butt took it 74 yards around the left side. The 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and immediately it was 6-0 Wildcats. Abbotsford countered. After an interception near midfield, they were able to get it down the field and score on a 1-yard run by the quarterback Castillo, JV Castillo. The kick was good, and Abbotsford had the lead 7-6. Stayed that way till the second quarter when the Wildcats put 3 unanswered touchdowns on the board. Carter Butt with a 20-yard touchdown run at the 7:45 mark. Once again, the 2-point conversion attempt was no good. It was 12-7 Edgar. Then it was Strite taking back a punt 74 yards at the 3:31 mark of the second quarter. The 2-point conversion this time was good, and it was 20-7. And then Edgar scored on a 45-yard pass from Tegan Strite to Schuett. The 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and 26-7 is where we stand here at halftime. Our game is brought to you in part tonight by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned cooperative offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services, from loans and leases to crop insurance and tax and records. They have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. The season winding down quickly. We've got 3 regular season games remaining for the Wildcats. Pittsville comes to Edgar next Friday night. Then one more road game for Edgar. They head to Auburndale on October 7th and finish up with Marathon. That game at Edgar on Friday, October 14th. For Abbotsford after tonight, they host Auburndale next week. Then a big matchup with the Colby Hornets on Friday, October 7th before finishing the season on the road at Pittsville. We'll take a quick timeout here before we get set for the second half kickoff. Timeout, and back in a moment. You're watching Abbotsford Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford. The Falcons will get the second half kickoff. They won the toss and deferred here to the second half. So they will put their offense on the field first. Some other games, some blowouts going on in the Great Northern Conference tonight. Medford hammering Hayward. Mosinee up big on Rhinelander, and Clintonville is beating Northland Pines big. Wisconsin Valley Conference, the only score I've seen so far, Wausau West leading Stevens Point. There's some big matchups in the Valley tonight. Marshfield in first in the Valley taking on Appleton West. And DC Everett scoring off with Wisconsin Rapids up at Steam Stadium tonight as well. All right, Edgar ready to kick off here. Harrison Gravine. It's interesting, Jerry Sins and his staff go for 2 points every time, even though they have a pretty decent kicker. I mean, Gravine's got a good leg. He could kick the extra points, you would think. Instead, they go for 2 every time. Here's the kick away. It's a good one. Taking it about the 12-yard line across the 15, the 20. This is Castillo. Bounces off one tackle, and he's yanked down by the ankle at about the 25 or 26-yard line.
Castillo on the kickoff return for the Falcons.
So Abbotsford will have it 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked at about the 25-yard line. Actually, yeah, they had the chains in the wrong place. It is going to be at the 25. 1st and 10 there. Castillo's going to hand it off. They're going to try the right side with Hirsch. He got back to the line of scrimmage and not much more than that. Pretty good fake there, but Hirsch got the handoff, but Edgar wasn't fooled, stayed with the play. Actually, they gave him about a yard on that. Second down and 9. This time it's going to be handed off the left side, or try the left side this time, and not much there. Gang tackle, I think that's Fuentes. Let's see on the carry. It is going to be Christian Fuentes on the carry. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Fuentes on the carry, no gain on the play, 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 9. So, if you have your defense trying to make a statement right here on the opening possession of the second half. And Castillo's going to pass. Big blitz coming. Weisenberger got there. The ball is tipped and intercepted by Norbyton. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it as he went to the ground. It's going to be incomplete, so a punt will be coming here for Abbotsford. That was a nicely timed blitz by Colby Weisenberger. He just overpowered the man who stayed in to block him, and he got in the face of Castillo, who was forced to throw the ball up. I think it was tipped by Weisenberger as well, and that allowed Normington to try to make the interception. He couldn't hang on, though, as he went to the ground. So a punting situation here for the Falcons. And the punt is going to go toward the sideline, and Edgar will have good field position just on their side of the 50-yard line at about the 47 or 48-yard line, depending on where they mark it.
Castillo's punt goes out of bounds inside Edgar territory, where Edgar will take over 1st and 10.
So the Wildcats dominated the second quarter, and they get a defensive stop immediately here to start the second half. I got to believe the Edgar defense was not happy with the way they played against Colby. And they have dialed it up a bit here tonight. They did give up a touchdown drive after an interception that gave Abbotsford only half the field to go. But after that, other than that, it's been a pretty good job tonight by the Edgar defense. Straight under center. They're going to hand it off. That's Butt. He went nowhere. Somebody sliced in there and knocked him down. A good defensive push that time by the front of Abbotsford. Somebody sliced in there and got the legs of Carter Butt and took him down. 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. We talked about the Edgar defense probably didn't like the way they played last week. I would imagine the offense didn't like it either. Here's a handoff, delayed handoff. They tried the right side. Oh, a big hit right there. Applebeck got absolutely drilled as he got maybe a couple on that, depending on where they give him forward progress. Looks like they're going to give him the 50-yard line.
Gain of 2. It's 3rd and 8 from the 50.
One of the Falcons came in there and laid a big hit on Applebeck after he picked up a couple of yards. Evan Shunk, the linebacker, on that hit. 3rd down and about 8 here for the Wildcats. Straight under center, offset backfield. He wants to throw. Here comes a blitz. He's able to avoid it, throw it down the field. It's going to be caught by Baumgartner, the tight end, and he is going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Tegan Strite avoided the blitz. I'm not quite sure how he did not get sacked on that. It looked like the Abbotsford player had a clean shot at him. He was able to step up and away from the rush and then throw it downfield, and he hit the tight end Baumgartner for a 50-yard touchdown pass, and another big play tonight for the Edgar Wildcats. They've had a bunch of them. And it looks like they're going to line up for two-point conversion again here, even though they haven't been very successful. Actually, I think he's changed his mind here. We've got Gravine running on the field. They're going to kick it this time. They haven't had a lot of success, only one conversion on the two-point tries, so they're going to have Gravine try to kick this extra point. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. 33-7 now. Edgar with the lead. Back in a moment. You're listening and watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Edgar 33, Abbotsford 7.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford. Big night tonight for the Edgar quarterback, Tegan Strite. He's got 2 touchdown passes and a punt return for a touchdown, as Edgar has the lead here now, 33-7, as they line up to kick off. Gravine will put the boot to it. Good kick. Going to be fielded at about the 5, out across the 10, the 15, the 20. And then getting out across the 25 to about the 27. That's Fuentes on the return for Abbotsford. And they will have it 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line. So 1st and 10, Abbotsford from their own 26. Castillo low snap, and they try the counter play this time. Positive yardage out across the 30. See where they mark it. Trying to see who that was on the carry. It might have been Fuentes again. 2nd down and 4 on a 6-yard pickup. Wing left. Castillo out of the gun. Man in motion. Castillo's going to keep it right up the middle. Big hole, and he busted. Breaks another tackle. Edgar trying to run him down. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, but not until he gets it into Edgar territory inside the 40-yard line to about the 38.
Castillo with a carry. Forced out of bounds by Schuett. Good for a Falcons first down.
27-yard carry that time for the quarterback, JV Castillo. Falcons back to the line. 1st and 10 in Edgar territory. Man in motion again. They try the counter play, and another big hole on the carry. Emilio Escalera. And he picked up 5 or 6. Call it a pickup of 5 on the carry. 2nd down and 5 for the Falcons. Abbotsford signals in the plays from the sideline to the quarterback, Castillo. He goes about halfway over to the bench, then comes back. No huddle. They just line up, and he yells out the signals. Castillo out of the gun. He's going to keep it himself, run it right up the middle, and positive yardage before he's bent backwards. Not much there. He didn't get enough for the first down, maybe a couple. The problem is when you start in the gun, you've got to run 2 or 3 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a pickup of 2 on the carry.
Ball at the Edgar.
Going to be 3rd down and 3.
31.
One of the Abbotsford linemen shaking out his arm. It's Adam Dietrich. Looks like he might have got his hand stepped on or his wrist. And he's going to stay in there, and they'll line up, facing a big 3rd down and 3. 2-down territory here, I would imagine. And they're going to hand it off. Actually, that was right up to one of the up men. Lots of fakes going on that play, and it's going to be enough for a first down, I think. Indeed, they move the chains. I'm not sure who got that snap. Might have been Evan Shunk. One of the up men got that snap, it looked like. It was enough for a first down. So first down for Abbotsford here as they try to get some of the momentum back in this game. It's been all Edgar for the last quarter and a half. Now a throw out in the flat, going to be incomplete. Once again, Edgar had a good rush on Castillo. He had to get rid of that ball before he wanted to and threw it away out of bounds. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. 6:11 to play here, 3rd quarter. Edgar leading 33-7. But Abbotsford driving here. Facing a 2nd down and 10 in Edgar territory at the 29-yard line. Man in motion. Now it looks like they're changing the play. Castillo looking to the sideline. And they're going to hand it off right up the middle. And got some push that time and some positive yardage. That's Fuentes on the carry. Got it down inside the 20, near the 20-yard line. Pickup of maybe 5 on that.
3rd and 6 for Abbotsford.
3rd down and 6. Man in motion. Castillo's going to try the counter play again, and not much there. The hole closed quickly on Emilio Escalera. Going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 5.
Escalera on the carry. Gain of about 2, and it's 4th and 4.
4th down and a long 4, maybe 5 here for Abbotsford. And they'll go for it. Down big in this one. So Abbotsford comes to the line, facing a 4th down and 4. Edgar defense trying to get a stop in their own territory. They're going to hand it off and try Fuentes around the right corner. Can he get there? He does. The head deke, he's going to have a first down and more. Edgar lost containment on that left side, and Fuentes took it around the corner and picked up first down yardage. Got it down to about the 15. And Abbotsford keeps the chains moving here. A long sustained drive here for the Falcons. They're taking a long time to get this play called into the line here. Castillo still looking at the sideline. Now he comes set out of the gun. And he's going to hand it off to Fuentes again. Try the right side. Nothing doing this time. He's wrapped up and dropped. Call it no gain. Maybe a loss on the play. Call it a loss of 1 on that.
2nd and 11, Abbotsford.
2nd and 11. Our game brought to you in part by Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offering personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Second down and 11. Man split wide left. Castillo wants to throw. Here comes the blitz. He gets rid of it. It's going to be picked off. The pass was underthrown because he had to get rid of it before he wanted to again on the blitz, and it's Normington on the interception. This time he hung on. He had another chance for an interception earlier and dropped it. This time he hangs on, and Edgar will take over on another turnover.
First and 10, Edgar.
And the Wildcats have it. First down and 10, 3:39 to play here, third quarter, from their own 15-yard line. And we've got an injured Abbotsford player down on the field. While they attend to him, we'll take a break and come back with more. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
And we're back here at Abbotsford. The injured player for the Falcons was the quarterback, J.V. Castillo. He's taken a lot of hits tonight, not only at the quarterback spot, but returning kicks, and he's walked off the field under his own power. We'll see if he returns in this game. He was limping just a little bit. He's limping over to the bench where they're going to look at him. Looks like he might be okay. We'll see if he comes back when the Falcons get the ball back on offense. Wildcats come to the line after the interception by Avery Normington. Stride under center. He wants to throw. Play action. He wants to throw deep again. They're going to try it again. And once again, Schuett is wide open. Nobody near him. He's going to go the distance for a touchdown. Once again, Abbotsford lost coverage on Schuett, and there wasn't a red jersey within 12 yards of him. And it goes the distance. That's going to be an 85-yard touchdown pass from Strite to Schuett. So once again, another big play for the Wildcats. Obviously, the Edgar coaches have seen something on that coverage, and they've decided to air it out deep, and it's worked tonight because they are getting receivers behind the defensive backs, and so they'll line up to kick the extra point here. Gravine will kick. And now a penalty as one of the Abbotsford players jumped offside unless there was movement up front. Let's see. If they move it closer to the goal line, will they decide to go for two? No, they're going to continue to kick the extra point here. Snap is there. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Edgar Wildcats have increased the lead here now. It's 40-7. We'll take a break. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
Tom King back here at Abbotsford High School, where the Edgar Wildcats have scored 5 unanswered touchdowns now and lead it by a score of 40-7 as Harrison Gravine gets set to kick off. And the boot's away. High end over end kick going to be taken by one of the up men at about the 15, across the 20, the 25, and not much else. Maybe got it close to the 28, and that's where Abbotsford will start. Let's see who's at quarterback here for the Falcons. If Castillo comes back in after leaving with an injury during the last sequence, looks like he is. Well, let's see. Now, it looks like they're going to run a wild. No, here he comes. Thought they were going to run a wildcat with Fuentes, but it looks like Castillo is back in there. And they come to the line. They're going to hand it off to Hirsch. Try the right side. He's got some positive yardage. Gets it out across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Going to pick up about 6 or 7 on that.
Gain of 6, and it's 2nd and 4. Abbotsford.
2nd down and 4. We go under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Man in motion. They're going to pitch it and try to get it around the left side. Can they get the corner? Not much. They're going to be short of the first down. Good pursuit by the Wildcats. Weisenberger got out there. Strike got out there. Normington got out there as well for Edgar. And it's going to be, actually it's going to be enough for a first down. They did pick up enough to get the first down. First and 10, the ball at the 37-yard line. It's going to be Castillo keeping it. He's got some running room, busting tackles, and getting it into the secondary before he's ripped down. He's going to be near another first down. I think he got it. Good blocking that time by the Abbotsford front. Opened some holes for Castillo, and he picked up 10 yards.
Ball to the 48 of the Falcons, 1st and 10.
Out to the 48-yard line where the Falcons will have it 1st and 10. They had a sustained drive the last time they had the football, which ended, though, in an interception in Edgar territory. This time they handed it off up the middle. Not much there. Let's see who that was on the carry. Maybe picked up a couple as they unpile. That was Fuentes on the carry. Picked up about 2.
2nd and 8 from the 50.
2nd down and 8 for Abbotsford. We go down near a minute to play in the third. Man in motion, but Castillo's going to keep it. Might have been a bobbled snap as he sort of picked it off the ground and decided to just run it up the middle. I don't know if that was a design play or if it was a busted play, but it only picked up a couple of yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 7 here for the Falcons. I would imagine 3-down territory. What do you have to lose? Down 40-7 in this one. Really no sense in punting at this point. 3rd down and long. Castillo wants to throw. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Hirsch. Incomplete. 4th down and 7 now.
Pass is incomplete, and it's 4th and 6. Falcons.
Looks like they are going to punt the football, though. Castillo does handle the punting duties as well. Snap is good, and he gets it away, angling it toward the sidelines. It's going to go out of bounds, depending on where they mark it. Looks like it's going to be around about the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats will get the ball back on their own 30.
Where Edgar takes over 1st and 10.
Our game is brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. you can get ready for cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus, check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, sheds, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Wildcats come to the line. They can use as much time as they want now. Straight under center. They're going to hand it off inside. Some tough yards right there. I think that was Carter Butt. Let's see. Actually, that was Weisenberger who carried that one up the middle, picked up about 2, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 40-7 the score. Edgar with the lead. You're watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stone shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
And we're back here at Abbotsford High School as we get set to begin the fourth quarter of play. Wildcats have the football facing a second down and 7 on their own 37-yard line. And we get a flag. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Wildcats. That'll back them up.
Flag on the play. Illegal procedure on Edgar. 5-yard penalty.
Second down now and about 12. Schuett splits out wide to the near side. They've been able to get it over the top to him a couple of times. Abbotsford showing blitz. Here they come. And it's going to be a counter play to Affelbeck, and he got drilled and dropped. Not much there. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, a pickup of 2. It's going to be third down and 10 now for Edgar. Taking all the time they want, coming from the huddle. Normington will split out now to the near side. Once again, Abbotsford showing blitz. And this time they're going to run the option. Strite's going to keep it and picked up a few tough yards. He got nailed hard about the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up a fourth down and a punting situation here for the Wildcats. They haven't had to punt very much tonight.
And the play brings up 4th and 5, Edgar from their 35.
So the Wildcats in punt formation. Abbotsford dropping one man back deep. Long snap count. Snap is good. And the punt's away. It's a floater. It's going to take an Edgar bounce and roll dead at about the 35-yard line of Abbotsford, and that's where the Falcons will take over.
Inside Abbotsford territory, and the Falcons take over.
So the Falcons defense gets a stop on the Wildcats here and gets the ball back. And they quickly come to the line. Castillo out of the gun once again. They basically run the same formation all night. Man comes in motion. That's Fuentes. Castillo's going to keep it right up the middle. Not much there. Maybe got a yard. A tough yard. And they're going to hand it off and try the left side this time. Got a different quarterback in there for Abbotsford. That's Irvin Aguilera Lozoya at quarterback now for the Falcons. Castillo took some shots. In fact, he had left the game after a defensive stand, and he did come back in for a few plays the last time they had the ball, but he's out now. Going to be 3rd down and 9 here for Abbotsford. Changing the play. Edgar showing blitz. Now they drop back. And they're going to hand it off to Fuentes up the middle. Not much there. And it'll be a punting situation here for Abbotsford as they only picked up a couple of yards on that possession. So it's 4th down here for the Falcons. 8:37 to play here in the ball game. Looks like they're going to go for it here. And they're going to throw the football. Here comes the blitz. They throw it. They got a man behind the defense. It's going to be knocked away. That was a good defensive play by one of the Wildcats who sliced in there, one of the safeties. Looked like the Abbotsford receiver was coming free. That was Strite from his safety spot that came over there and knocked the ball away at the last second. And the Wildcats will take over on downs here with a short field. The ball will be placed at the 36-yard line. And we've got a new quarterback under center for Edgar as well. And they're going to hand it off and try to get it around the left side. Nothing there. New quarterback for the Wildcats is Tucker Strite, the freshman. And on the carry that time, another one of the reserves. That was Austin Schreiber, I believe, on the carry. 2nd down and 9. They gave him a yard on that. So the reserves are on for both of these teams. And they're going to hand it off. Some running room on the right side, falling forward. That's William Hackle, sophomore for the Wildcats. Picked up positive yardage. Maybe got about 5 on that.
Brings up a 3rd and 4.
Third down and 4 for the Wildcats here. Down to 7:02 to play. Just going to keep the ball on the ground here and keep that clock rolling with the big lead. And they're going to hand it off, try the right side, bouncing it outside, getting the corner first down yardage for the Wildcats. On the carry, that was Gavin Maurer, another freshman.
Gavin Maurer on the carry for Edgar. Good for a Wildcats first down.
So 1st and 10 for Edgar. Ball inside the 25-yard line, about the 24 now. They're going to hand it off, try the left side this time. Can he get the corner? Good pursuit by Abbotsford this time, dragging down the running back. That was Maverick Butt on the carry, the freshman for the Wildcats. Picked up about 2 on that. Ball marked at the 20-yard line. Maybe 3, call it 3 on that. It was a game of big plays for the Edgar Wildcats here tonight, allowing them to build this big lead. They have scored 5 unanswered touchdowns. And they try a pitch this time, the right side. The ball's on the ground, fumbled. And Brock Maurer, the sophomore, falls on the ball, just covers it up for a loss. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. Call that a loss of about 7 or 8 on that.
Loss on the play results in a 3rd and 12. Edgar.
Clock moving down to 5 minutes to play.
From the Abbotsford 25.
Third down and long. 3rd down and 12. And they're going to keep it on the ground, hand it off, try the left side, and not getting the corner there. Breaking a tackle, but they wrapped him up and dropped him. William Hackle on the carry. And it'll be
Tackled by Escalera.
a loss of 2 on that play. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
And it's 4th and 14 for Edgar.
They'll go for it here. Tucker Strite, the freshman, in at quarterback. And they come to the line. Tucker Strite under center, looking over the defense. Split backfield behind him. And they're going to hand it off, try the right side this time, dancing and breaking a tackle, but then getting dropped after a short gain. That's Gavin Maurer. And Edgar will turn it over on downs here to Abbotsford. (40-7) the score, 3:35 to play in the game. Heartland Farms is one of our great sponsors, a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes, currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. Currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. You can learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm.
Ball over, Abbotsford 1st and 10.
So the Falcons will hand it off up the middle. Positive yardage and then a gang tackle across the 30-yard line at about the 31. That was Christian Fuentes on the carry. Pickup of maybe 5 on that, maybe 4. Call it 2nd down and a short 5 or a long 6. A short 6 or a long 5 would make more sense. 2nd down, and here's the handoff. They try the right side this time. Not much there. Tough yards. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Call it 3rd down now. Whitetail Properties, one of our great sponsors on Zaleski Sports. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. The Wildcats return home next Friday night, taking on Pittsville. We'll have that game for you here on Zaleski Sports. Then it's on the road at Auburndale and a home game against Marathon to finish up the regular season for Edgar. Abbotsford's going to try the right side this time. Positive yardage, going to get out near the 1st down. I think he got it. On the carry for the Falcons that time was Emilio Escalera. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. Down to 2 minutes to play now.
First down for Abbotsford.
We'll go down and talk to head coach Jerry Sins after the game and maybe a couple of the players as well. Big night for a couple of them. Man in motion, the quarterback. Aguilera's going to keep it, breaking tackles up the middle, and then he gets dropped after a pickup of about 8.
Aguilera on the keeper. Gain of 8, and it's 2nd and 2.
2nd down and 2 here for the Falcons. And they're going to hand it off and try the left side and dropped for a loss. Slicing in there for the Wildcats. And coming up a bit gimpy for Edgar on the stop was Corey Schilling.
Tackle by Corey Schilling.
Dropped Escalera for a loss of about 5. Under a minute to play in the game. 3rd down now for the Falcons. And they're going to hand it off, and once again, nothing doing for Escalera. He had nowhere to go. In on the stop that time for the Wildcats. Preston Dahlke.
No gain on the play, and it's 4th and 8.
It's 4th down. Question is, will they run another play? They'll come to the line here and maybe run one more. And that'll do it. Quarterback's going to keep it. And he is going to be driven backwards after a short gain. And that's going to do it here tonight. The Edgar Wildcats bounce back from that double-digit loss last week to Colby. And they come in here tonight and beat the Abbotsford Falcons by a score of 40-7. Let's just recap the scoring quickly before we head to the postgame show. It was Edgar scoring on the first play from scrimmage tonight on a 74-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt. The 2-point conversion attempt was no good, 6-0 the score. Abbotsford got their only score of the night then. After an interception near midfield, they marched it down to the goal line and got a 1-yard keeper from J.V. Castillo. And the kick was good, giving Abbotsford a short-lived lead of 7-6. Edgar scored again in the second quarter at the 7:45 mark, a 20-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt. And then it was big plays after that. At the 3:31 mark, it was a 74-yard punt return by Tegan Strite. Also in the second quarter, a 45-yard pass from Strite to Leighton Schuett. And then in the third quarter, a 50-yard pass from Strite to Baumgartner, the tight end. And finally, an 85-yard pass from Strite to Schuett finished up the scoring and accounted for our final score of 40-7. Coming up, it's the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We're going to head down to the field, try to talk with Jerry Sins and a couple of the players after this victory here tonight. Once again, the final has Edgar beating Abbotsford by a score of 40-7. The Nasonville Dairy postgame show is next on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually, that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility. And our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some good and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
I can't hear anything with that racket over here, but
That's a nice bounce back.
yeah.
All right, we are here at the Nasonville Dairy postgame show with Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. Well, nice to bounce back after a loss last week, and it didn't take you long to do it. First play from scrimmage, you busted another long one.
Oh yeah, we started out well last 2 weeks. This one we finished a little better. I think we were playing a little too tight, possibly. Maybe last week and maybe at the start of the game, even tonight. But I thought we finally relaxed and played better, and I was happy to see our passing game get going because we've been working on that some and haven't been that successful thus far, but tonight it worked a little better.
Yeah, you got it over the top. And talk about the play of your quarterback. I mean, Tegan Strite has really done a good job back there for you at the quarterback position, not only handling the runs and the option, but throwing the football, and he certainly did tonight.
Yeah, he really is a smart guy, and of course he studies everything, and he tries really hard, and he's a little small yet, but he's improving every week. His arm has gotten a lot stronger. Last week we had a couple unfortunate ones that we maybe could have caught and didn't, but tonight they were catching them a little better, and I'm really happy for him.
When you run that reverse on the punt returns and the kick returns, is that, you probably don't want to give anything away, but is that a planned thing, or is that a spur-of-the-moment decision that those players make if they're going to hand it off or keep it themselves?
Well, no, they know which way it's going. The defense doesn't know which way we have it called, so they don't know if it's going to be a reverse or a fake reverse. But our guys know what they're doing. Yes.
And when that lane gets sealed along the sideline, those guys, their eyes just have to light up when they see that.
Yeah, we've been pretty good at it this year. Last week we kind of botched a couple, but tonight we got them going again, and so we've been pretty good at that this year.
Talk about the defensive side of the ball, answering the call after last week.
Yeah, at the start of the game, once again, our tackling wasn't as crisp as I'd like to see it, but I think it improved. We've been doing a little too much just running into people and not wrapping them up, but tonight we were wrapping them up a little better as the game wore on.
All right, Coach, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
That's Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. We're going to try to catch up with the Edgar quarterback, Tegan Strite, here in just a moment. All right, we're here, post-game show with Tegan Strite, the Edgar quarterback. Big night for you tonight, bouncing back from last week. That had to feel good.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Last week we didn't do what we planned to do, passing with the 3 picks, so it felt nice to bounce back and have a great game.
Let's talk about the big plays tonight, because first of all, the punt return. When you see that reverse and you see that lane open along the sideline, that's your eyes got to light up when you see that.
Yeah, when I see just clear grass up the sideline, it's really nice, and then it's all due to the blockers setting up that wall, and can't do it without them.
And getting Schuett and Baumgartner over the top tonight. Boy, those passes were pretty crisp. You hit them in stride. That's got to feel good too.
Yeah, they ran great routes. The line blocked great, so I couldn't do that without them, and got to do better next week yet.
Good bounce back win after the loss last week. How was this week of practice?
We worked a lot harder than we've worked in the other weeks, so it was pretty tough, but it paid off, so it's good.
You know how the in-house thing works?
Yep. I'm Tegan Strite, and I'm in the house.
Thanks, man. That's going to wrap things up here from Abbotsford tonight. An impressive bounce-back victory for the Edgar Wildcats as they knock off Abbotsford by a score of 40-7. Thanks to Rachel Zaleski, our producer, and thanks to all of our great sponsors once again. This is Tom King, and your final score once again, 40-7 Edgar. You've been watching Edgar Abbotsford football on Zaleski Sports.